There's been a lot of parity in this year's NCAA women's basketball tournament, with more double-digit seeds winning games than ever before. That includes the University of South Dakota that advanced to its first ever Sweet 16. We caught up with some of the ESPN personalities that will be calling the NCAA Women's Final Four here this weekend in Minneapolis to get their thoughts on what South Dakota and South Dakota State has done to put the Summit League on the map.
Watching South Dakota this year, watching South Dakota State this year, they're really impressive women's basketball is being played, and kids who are looking for something, and maybe I'm not going to go to UConn, maybe I'm not going to go to South Carolina, but man, I could maybe play a little bit closer to home and play for a really high-level basketball team that has a chance at some point probably to go to a Final Four.
We're seeing that with the depth and talent in teams. South Dakota is a really great example of that. Those were good ball players. Watching those games, they're great. And I think it's wonderful. The more opportunity at the younger level, the more opportunity at the collegiate level, and the better basketball we're seeing. So I think it's exciting. I think we saw maybe one of the most diverse Sweet 16s this year we've ever seen.
The beauty with this year is we had 9 double-digit seeds win a game. That is the most in the history of the NCAA, right? Between the Creightons of the world, the South Dakotas of the world. So it's been, I think, really incredible for people outside of the women's hoops diaspora, if you will, for those people who still think that it's just UConn dominating all the time. It's a nice reminder that there is so much that's happening right now between the 1 and 10 seeds, something that we've never really seen before.
I think rising tide raises all boats, and like when you see competition that gets spread out further beyond kind of the places that you are used to, it just adds intrigue. I think also what happens is people end up getting attached to those schools, right? Maybe they don't know much about them. They're introduced to them via the opponent, right? They're watching them play a traditional power, and all of a sudden they see a South Dakota and they're like, oh.
The semifinals will tip off tomorrow night here at the Target Center, starting with Louisville and South Carolina at 6, followed by Stanford and UConn coming up at 8:30. We'll have more from here in Minneapolis throughout the weekend on Midco Sports.